Hello, welcome back to my channel. Antoinette here. Let's see how quickly we can wrap this one up. So welcome to my February reflections on what's gone on in my month, where I've been journaling, and I guess how my decks are going through. And again, no surprise, it's been a bit of a change. The energies in the world are changing. We can all feel that, and I think that's probably linking into what's going on with my practice. So in my Moon Diary 2025, because I just love this diary, I can't live without it. Is it this one? February, yes. My place markers, sorry. Take them off. So for February, practice didn't really change a lot. So in fact, I've probably got less dailies in than I expected. That's been because of the February self-love journal and workbook that I've been doing. But in here, we've got these beautiful pages describing the Aquarius witch, so working with zodiacs. And we have the information for the Rowan for the 21st of January to the 17th of February that fell within the month. And I think that's it. So there we go. YouTube froze, basically. While I was doing this, everything froze for a little while. We have the in bulk and Candlemas. Beautiful in bulk recipe here for herb infused scones. I'm not a big fan because I'm not very good with the white flowers and things, and I haven't worked out how to make an alternative, but I have seen people make these. I think I've seen people make these with salmonella grains. I think I'm right in saying that, unless there's another baker's recipe that uses that. Let me know in comments down below if you're a baker. So we had the February snow full moon, and in here we have the magic rituals. It says wolf moon, but I think I was just meant to say snow moon because the information is definitely for snow moon. I've checked against the wolf moon and my previous wolf moons, just FYI. And we have resins for the snow moon here. To you, you might like to know. Frankincense, myrrh, white copal, and pine are good ones for snow moon. And of course, pine wouldn't be too far removed, would it? Because it is the season still where there's been a lot of pine trees around in our forests this side of the equator and in the season. So you can see quite clearly, just straightforward, didn't do it. We have, because we're in the Aquarius witch, it's an air witch, so we have the elemental signs of an air witch. So this would also be linking into Gemini, Libra as well. And just finishing up, I did manage to finish the last 2 days of February with some daily pulls. But isn't this artwork divine? Look at that. I definitely need to use that one. And we have the tarot card, which is the moon card. And as you can see, this one is 28th, moving February, the new moon with February in Pisces. February in Pisces, do you know what I mean? New moon in Pisces, Western astrology. And we have the moon card, linking to intuition, dreams, illusions, subconscious mysteries. And meaning, moon card signifies a time of heightened intuition. And the new moon ritual with the star card, which is here, which is really rather nice. So setting your intentions. And we have just had the new moon. What day was that? Did anyone spot that? I didn't point it out. Friday. So Friday was the new moon. So today is Sunday, the day that I'm filming this. So just on the end of the new moon energy. So if you have this and have missed it, you've still got time to get yourself in on the new moon energy. And I haven't used these pages. I mean, I really wasn't. I was using them more to tracking purchases and incomings. And we're into March. And today is the 2nd. Those are my first 2 days, which I still haven't done. I think we're going to see a theme coming, right? So it started last year, and I think it's going to continue. I think we're on a hot track for this. I just use things. This is a self-check-in spread for influence, situation, advice, action. It's just on the back of a compliment slip that I keep, and I just keep this is a music sign paperclip. I just use to keep everything in order when I'm working through. So we're into March. That's that one. Really not a lot going on, as you see. We are here into my journal. So this is a piece of art that I have came across in images when I did a Google search for something, and it's happened to be in images. So I forgot to copy down the details of the artist, but obviously I need to give praise to that person. And I've just popped it in here as my personal piece of artwork. And books, so the Book of Doors, I am still listening to that one. The Book of Seances, I'm still working through. I've picked up, and I think I've read a page this month. And then we have a list of decks that I have used in and out throughout the month. So the Dark Magick Oracle, the Language of Flowers, the Knight-waite Tarot, the Cosmic Crossroads Oracle, the Nicoletta Cicolli Tarot, and the Cicolli Oracle, and Oracle of Mystical Moments as well, to go with all of those. And then I did watch some TV, so I had some time. I had a couple of days off, and sadly my dog headbutted me in the nose and kind of moved the cartilage, is what I would say, because the grinding noise was not pleasant, although she definitely didn't break any bones. And it's still really, really sore now, and I had a couple of black eyes, but it's all good. So therefore I watched a couple of films and things in my extra time. So I watched The Intermedium. That was really funny. It's kind of like a young adult teen movie, like, you know. Then I had the 15-inch Hero with Jensen Ackles. I had never heard of that film before. I think I seen a meme on Facebook, and that sent me there. And he rocks the punk and the eyeliner. That's all I got to say. And his t-shirts are hilarious that he wears in that. My Fault London. That was interesting. It reminded me of a set of 5 films. I can't remember what they're called. But it was a very similar storyline, basically. It reminded me of either books or storylines that I've watched. But if you do watch that one, see what it reminds you of. It's, you know, it's the 2 families come together, blended families. The boy and girl of the 2 separate families end up falling in love and having a relationship, and it's all taboo and, you know, not allowed, and so it goes on. And of course, they're always rich, aren't they? They're always wealthy. There's always like other storylines, the bad boy, the bad girl, it's all in there. The Way We Were, I think I've called it. The Way We Were was the other films, I think. Your Fault with Cooper. It's called Cupertua, which was meant to be, I think, it's a follow-on to this, but that one's in Spanish, this one's in English. So whether this one's going to be followed up with a second, I'm not sure. But then there's another bunch that goes on, but they're all Spanish ones, and it's completely different characters, very different storyline. I watched Dark Crystal. Do you remember that? I watched the Dark Crystal on Prime. That one. I watched that. And I watched Walt Disney's Black Cauldron. That one was on Disney, so because I have the Disney subscription. So I watched that one, and then this one was on Prime, so they're still there, I believe, if any of you want to go watch those to, you know, catch up on your childhood. They're brilliant things to watch. I watched The Legend as well. I'm a Legend person versus Labyrinth. I did watch Labyrinth, says there, and I also watched The Bling Ring. So there we go. People that I watched, so I've joined in, as I've said, so I've joined in the February self-love, self-reflection challenge from Debbie's Witchy vlog, who also owns Consulting Crone's YouTube channel, and of course, again, hosted at Divination and Spirituality, which is Amethyst Ascension's Facebook group. And she made the kind of co-digital journal to go with all the work that Debbie had created to host and run the videos for that. So I have done a video on that, and I will show you the journal to touch base, because there was something that I've noticed now coming out of it, having had a chat with all the girls yesterday. So I did get some interesting finds out of that. And then you can see there, Morg Official, Paulo Ferrara. I've been listening to a lot of his music, because he is very much like hardcore. And I mean 93 hardcore, not what people call hardcore these days. Yeah. Miss Kulala's Mystical Musings. She's got some great insights. She's running through a series on tarot cards, and that's worth looking up, because I watched her 7 of Cups today, and she brought out some really interesting stuff about the cups, which I had never bothered to read up on or take note of. So it's really cool to see somebody going through and doing that, little shorts on the cards. Marlena Therese, just catching up with her books and things that she's been on to. Mystic Man, what else we got here? Magical Crafting channel. I've always loved her channel. I've watched it since I found YouTube, and she was crafting a love letter, and I thought that went really nicely with the February self-love, self-reflections. And that is something I might need to, I do need to do, so I should follow her lead. Ailish Witchcrafter, Embracing Magic podcast, I've listened to, I found that on YouTube. There's a few videos on there. I've watched a couple, and then there's a few more that I want to listen to. Ginny Metherall had a good one out about protecting yourself, and I think mirrors, locking mirrors. That's been a controversial topic that I've seen throughout the communities at the moment. Mirrors. Tapestry of the Unseen, Masha's Musings, Rumour Haven, Mists of Time Emporium. That's a really lovely channel. Hayley Post, My Moonstone Musings. I did enjoy a couple of videos there. We've got Priscilla's Tarot Corner. Amethyst, Ascension, Aries Witchcraft, Starry Zen, Always Beanbag Hagwag, Almoon 513, and MM's Personal Styling, to name a few. Plenty of others this month I've caught up with. And this one. Oh, Lady Knight of Avalon. I think I mentioned this in January because I did this whilst closing up that one, but she did an inbox spread, so I joined in and did that one with the Fallen Angels Tarot. Fallen Angels or Dark Angels Tarot? Did I write it? Dark Angels Tarot from Lo Scarabeo. I do believe I talked about that in last month, so I'm not going to talk about that one again. What I haven't touched much on was the fact that this year I decided my word was reconnection for 2025, and it fell into the month of February, where I definitely had that. So my family are quite sharp-tongued. It's where I've got it from. It's how I was brought up, and it's an environment, that my mum was brought up in as well. So we actually, two of my sisters and my mum and I met up and had a pub lunch. And let me tell you, being my mum, she's full-blooded Irish. Being half Irish, the alcohol flows a bit too easily. So I'm always wary of pub lunches because, one, sharp tongues, two, we were quite similar of personality. 3, our age gaps are huge, and 4, so are our opinions in difference. So it was one of them, could be a tense moment, but actually it worked out to be quite good. We actually had a good time. There were 7, I kid you not, 7 bottles of wine drunk between the 4 of us. Now, I had 1 bottle over an 8-hour period, mixed with wines, waters, spritzers and tonics. So they had 2 bottles each. My goodness. My family can drink me under the table. And it turns out we're quite good at playing Cards Against Humanity. Should expect nothing else from a sharp-tongued family, really, should we? So I also chose to do the Year of the Snake spread, because Chinese New Year was just at the end of January, and I was trying to get this in. So I haven't written about the cards because I can see what they are. So as I've done them, I felt that the cards and the way they fell out answered the questions here just by having them next to each other. So to me, this answered it perfectly. Now, what I am aware of is, as my time and my opinions change and my experiences change with the cards, that what I read on that day of these cards may not be the same as I read them today. So that's just a personal opinion on card reading. Then we had the True Sidereal. So we've got the full moon in Leo. And this is on the Discord page for Amethyst Ascension. And I chose to do a spread for the full moon in Leo, so I've used the Dark Magic Oracle here and here, and I used the Language of Flowers here. So they made a really nice little pairing, and it's just, I think I just laid them down actually. Yeah, I did. I just laid them out. Under this full moon in Leo, what is ready to roar? And I just dropped those cards. So there's nothing else. There's no positions. It was just a question and down they went. And then I've used background stickers to decorate my page, make it pretty. February is the snow moon. So the full moon was also known as the snow moon. So here's me collecting some information about the snow moon and what that means. And also with that, I've just, from a couple of channels, so I've grabbed the Change and Ambition ammonia jar spell from Bewitched Bemused, isn't it? So this one was from Tam Predicts White Magic Spells, and it's a spell to change what you want using 4/8, and they say it's the most powerful spell. So as you see, this is now turning into a seasonal tarot and grimoire collections. The Agatha All Along season spread, which Miss Kular's Mystical Musings did last year sometime, and she got the spread from Benabel Wen's page, who put it out as PDF, is my understanding, and shared it. So I screenshot that one ages and ages ago. I've been dying to get on to use it, and I did. So the Dream Ravens Tarot came in, new deck, and I decided to use that to test out for this. I was going out for lunch. I had nothing specific I needed to know, but you did need a question, so I just asked, what can I expect from today's lunch, and used it as a trial spread to get to know the deck. And those are my answers. Part of the February self-love was to write yourself a love letter. So I'm really bad, I still haven't done that. But what I have done is I've used Gus Fink's artwork, because I love his artwork. It's I think quite quirky and cool. You might think of it creepy and freaky, but I just really like this. And there's a few different ones, about relationships, heart, self as well. So I put this down as a love letter to myself and my partner, and I've decorated it, all the background, the whole page, took the whole page up with flowers to outsize the journal pages that you would normally see. And that's where I got to with my journal for February. So that's where we're at. Next. Yes, let's leave that on there a second. 2 more journals to talk about. So, that one, February self-love. My page to the 80s. Hopes and dreams. Where's my spread gone? I did this spread. Why haven't I put it? Oh no, wait, there it is. My brain. There's my page. Did the spread. So I've talked about this one. I've put a video together of that one. I still haven't journaled this bit for my personal growth and journaling. However, what I wanted to say, my takeaway from this, was doing the bingo call out board here. All the items that I haven't done are because those are either ones that take up too much time or ones that I struggle with the most. So, for instance, write a love letter to yourself. I would rather go and scrape the roof free of moss and clean out the guttering than sit down and do this simple, easy task. So I found my shadow elements in here as well. Trying a new hobby. To be fair, I've got so many hobbies on the go, I really have not got time to be trying out a new hobby. Although I could call self-love my new hobby. So maybe I have completed that. So maybe that is a done and dusted. That's the other thing. Journal about your feelings. Failed. Write 5 things down that you love about yourself. Failed. Do a random act of kindness. I kind of feel like I do that anyway most of my life. I think that's like a daily thing. It's an incorporated good manners thing into my life. I don't name and run them off my tongue and pat myself on the back for those. That's just, I feel like everyone should just do that. That should be natural, and it should be multiple times a day. And compliment myself in the mirror. Really haven't done that. That should be simple. I look at myself in the mirror every day, twice a day, 3 times a day, putting my makeup on, taking my makeup off, washing my face, bedtime, nighttime, and passing mirrors various times a day in the bathrooms at work. So that one really shouldn't be that difficult. And again, I haven't done it. I just thought that was a really interesting thing that came out of the February self-love work and reflections from Debbie's vlog. And I'm really grateful that she put that together. There was so much work on into that one, so I was really, really grateful for that. And we are moving into now, because we've got March. So if you go over to Amethyst Ascension's Kofi shop, she has put together an abundance journal ready to go, and we have 4 tags that will be coming up. So starting week 1 is Release and Rise. So we'll see. I'm waiting to see what this is, and it's being run by Rhiannon Rambles. So it's Rhiannon Rambles workshop being hosted through Divination and Spirituality on Facebook. So this one's going to be curious to see how this one goes through my March workings. There we go. So I am done. That's my journals. What should we look at? New in was the Raven's Dream. I'll just come out a little bit because it's a big deck. I'm using a different phone to record on today. So this is the indie version from MJ Cullinan's, and I'm just kind of enjoying it. So I've used it for that one spread, as I said. I haven't really used it for daily questions or anything yet. It will come into play when I feel I'm ready to use it. I've been eyeing it ever since I missed it on Kickstarter, and ever since then, these backs, just beautiful. I just wanted to make sure I got it because printings are few and far between. So I think I joined the list in September and paid for this, and it only came in literally a week or so ago. Maybe like a week and a half ago it arrived for me. So that's this one. So I have 2 of her indie decks now, this one and Unfinished Business, and then I have the Crow Tarot mass market version. Then I had a couple in from Amethyst Ascension via Make Playing Cards. So these again, if you go over to her Kofi shop, you can see these, and there's a whole arrangement of them, and there is an entire Sabbath series going on over there as well. If you're into Sabbats and wanting cards that aren't the Seasons of the Witch versions from Rockpool Publishing, then she has a beautiful alternative with affirmations on them. So these are, just put those down. So these are from kits that she purchased and purchased rights to do, and then she's put them together to create cards. So I think she just does a really lovely job with these. And this one goes with the Poe Tarot. This one actually goes with Raven's Dream beautifully. Make playing card haul if you want to see them paired up. Now look at that one. I just want to show you those. And the other new one in from Make Playing Cards was the Delirious Gnarlythorn Tarot by White Rabbit Oracles and Lupus Day, based on artwork, photographs, collections from Arthur Paris, remembering off the top of my head correctly. So they are collage style, but the base artwork is original photos. And of course, she is a classic trained artist, so she has used different professional packages to create these. I just think they are quite cool. Now, I haven't seen the original photos, but I think these fit my collection quite nicely. So, yep, that one is available at White Rabbit Oracles. And again, it's a Make Playing Cards print. So all 3 came together because it's cheaper to get them in tax and postage, ordering more than 1 deck at a time. It's actually better. For me, it works out better ordering 3 decks because of the cost. So that was those. What else do I have? Oh, I'm such a lovely person. I bought my partner some of these, and Toxic Sweets? The Toxic ones, the super sours, for his birthday, because I'm just gorgeous like that. And I bought him 5 packets of these. So I tried to do it in the sweet challenge. So there's 4 sweets in here, and you're meant to, there's a card that tells you how to do it. Follow the instructions, and you're meant to get basically all 4 in your mouth at once. He didn't manage past 1, but I'm just that nice. I thought they were okay. They were reasonably sour, but nothing fancy. And once it wears off after 20 seconds, like all the other Toxic Sweets, it's, you know, nothing fancy going on. You know, they're on the same par as sucking a lemon or eating pickled onions out of the jar. The Dark Magick Oracle. Talked about this one I did a hauls video as well in February, because it seemed like all of my decks arrived at once. Everything backed, kickstarted, pre-ordered, all seemed to just arrive. So I did do this one in there. This one has a really good guidebook, so it's highly recommended. It's a rock pool deck, and this is the one that you saw me use for the New Moon in Leo spread. But it's just got some really good stuff in it. So you've got your keywords and a main word, depending on what you want to use. So it's okay to grow. I think I generally tend to go with the base words for the most part for me. But yeah, this is a very nice deck. It is glossy though, and it's got silver edges. So that was another new one in that I recommended. And I did use that, as I said, as part of my journaling. The other two that I talked a lot about were these two, and these are the ones I use for the majority of my self-love work. Because they just became like a little married couple, and artwork wise they went really well together. So they were both on Amazon, so they are mass market decks. This one's cheaper than this one, but yeah, they just seem to scratch that itch, you know. And the colours and everything was really soft and gentle. It's got that like moody Cosmo vibe in it. I think I might be feeling that vibe at the moment, actually, now I'm saying that, 'cause I've been thinking about the Moonchild Shadow Edition deck. I just like I need to pull that one out. I'm not looking at can't remember the name of the creators, but they've got the glyph, the oval glyph deck out, which looks like it will go perfectly with that deck as well. I do not need it. I have to speak to myself about that. I do not need the Oracle, but perhaps this one will go nicely with the Moonchild. So yeah, these ones were working really nicely together. And those are the backs on this one. So if you've been after an RWS and a collage style difference, this reminds me a lot of Carrie Paris's, but this one's a bit more colourful than Carrie Paris's Rider-Waite Smith deck, the name of which escapes me. Is it her Ancestral's Tarot? Because she did the Oracle as well. So those. And then the other three that I was working with a lot are these ones. So Cicolli Oracle. These were my dailies. So the idea of this is that these should have been pulled every day, which, as you all know now, I didn't do because I'm really good. But the idea was one of each. So actually we'll do it the right way around, shall we? So it's kind of like this in my tarot, then this, and this one to clarify this. So High Priestess with, we've got that tower feeling there, and the flower spirits. Five of Swords, a vicious little tyke with the kind of avoidance, and the moon dance, that tightrope feeling. Which one's this one? Strength or no? Temperance? That's 14, isn't it? With the kind of Empress feeling and the oh sunny days. So I just felt that this went really well. This was a combination that was introduced to me a couple of years ago in a Facebook group. I can't remember the name of the person introduced to me, but I was very grateful that they have, and it's sort of remembered. I've always remembered to pull this one out if I pull this one out to work. But you can see it's just beautiful imagery again on desk. There is something going on, definitely, isn't there? There's a feeling to my deck, so there's a lot of pink going on. Yeah. So I had these, and just to keep it real, my last 2 days, the spreads that came out felt quite meaningful. Put those away. So I actually kept them out, have I? Is this all of them? What am I doing here? No. These ones. Okay, so this was one of them. So I have the Empress with card 18. Let me get my little moon diary out, because that's where I've got it written. And as you can see, she's examining the ground, our Empress here. And card 18 is doing something a little bit different. So for, am I right? Retreat. Yeah, so retreat. So I put examine the issue at hand with what she's doing literally. She's examining the issue in her hand and on the floor around her. So examine the issue at hand. This is retreat. So brave is knowing when to retreat. So when to not pick up somebody else's issues or fight somebody else's battles, not be their microphone. And elixir of life is consolidation and truth. So it felt like this was a warning to examine the issues at hand, know when it's not your truth to be saying or told, and, you know, just really being mindful of the situation, because things develop quite quickly when you're in different situations with people. And then another day I got the, I've just realised, I've wrote it down as the Fool. Or have I put the card back? I must put the card away. Was this base of the deck? Well, I've recorded this as the Fool, so we'll go with that. Number 4, this one, which is vigilance. So keep observations to self and keep quiet. So you can see if like a theme running in those last 2 days at work. And I will say the energies were tense. And then I have the Eva card, which is duplicity, deception, and caution. So the first set of cards while I was in work turned out to be a really, really stressful day, really, really tense day. People were, emotions all over the place. Day 2 in work, not a lot better, but trying to avoid the persons from day 1 and complete works in day 2 meant speaking to different people, which in a roundabout way got back to that said person who knew then that I had cut somebody out of the loop to get a job done quicker and in my mind more efficiently. However, what I'd done was ignore the senior pathway. Not on purpose. It just felt it was more sensible to do because the senior knew more about something than the rest of us did. So I just felt I'm going to get a better answer there to do what I need to do. And then I'll have a more wholesome picture. Hence examining the issue at hand day 1. So that was what happened there. I mean, I don't know, you might actually get something very different here, but I wrote this one down actually for trepidation for today with regards to the full stepping forwards. And I'm starting to think it wasn't this card. I am genuinely starting to think that was not the card. See if I can, just see if I can find it a second. Okay, it must have been this card. I must have had this one on the base or something, just got myself muddled up. But I wouldn't have wrote that one down as trepidation because I don't get the feeling of trepidation from that one. I get more the feeling of beat your own drum, march to your own beat. Yeah, so I think that's where I'm at with those. So because I just can't not, I just figured I'll put these in my video recordings instead. So it is February's I didn't write up, so I did it just after I did the video, I think, for my January reflections. And March I haven't written up, I've got to put that there, but I haven't done anything with this. It hasn't been typed into anything, it's not gone into a journal or anything yet. And I still probably need to put something here to go with these, but these are the cards in case you were wondering. So I have the March is my 11th house, or is about my 11th house. So which is community, Libra in my 11th house, which is balance, Pluto is rebirth. I have the midhaven, which is the pinnacle in that part of my birth chart for, I believe this is all based on Western astrology. I don't think I swapped to the other one at this point. South node relates to my past, so that features heavily in my 11th house, and I have a retrograde for review. What I'm hoping that means is if there's a retrograde coming in March, I breeze through it because I'm used to it. And my tarot cards were the moon, and then I had security and miracles as a joint oracle, and set in stone, card 33. as my extra one to help me find my keywords. And for this, I've just wrote down nothing lasts forever. Here I've wrote what is unknown or unseen needs to be illuminated with this one. And I've got security and miracles. I haven't wrote anything down about that yet. And then I still need to do April and May, as you see there. So that's it. That's my wrap up. Until next one, take care. Bye-bye.